Did WWE time Rhea Ripley's return at the right moment? Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley have feuded for months now, capturing the attention of the fans and the Judgment Day. Things really escalated at SummerSlam, when Morgan took both the Raw Women's Championship and Dominic Mysterio away from Ripley. Since then, Ripley has been trying to get back at Morgan for taking the two things she loved and cherished the most. A few weeks ago, she got injured in the NXT parking lot courtesy of Morgan and fellow Judgment Day member Raquel Rodriguez. She returned on Monday as the fifth member of Morgan's opposing team at War Games, taking place next Saturday. The question, now that she's back, is if WWE made the right choice in regard to timing her return. WWE timed Rhea Ripley's return perfectly whenever there is a surprise return from injury or a mystery partner/person angle. There's always the question of timing. Could they have come back sooner? If it's a PLE match, could they have come back there? Ripley's declaration of War Games is a strong selling point that WWE brought her back at the right time. It was clear Ripley was the fifth woman, so having her return at War Games wouldn't have had the same effect on everyone. Also, her return got fans hyped for a match that is for sure going to have people cheering for their chosen side. This allows for the two teams to have a final face-off on Monday before competing against each other. A War Games return would have helped Rhea Ripley. The opposing take is that Ripley returning at War Games would have helped Ripley and her team. That also is a convincing argument that is understandable if you have that opinion, having your first look at the woman that took you out, almost making you miss War Games, inside the steel cage would have greatly motivated Ripley and her team. She may have looked ready for battle last Monday, but that fire inside of her would have burned even brighter had WWE held off her return until then. Morgan knows that something is going to happen on Monday, so she has time for her team to prepare for that. She wouldn't have that opportunity if the first time she laid eyes on Ripley after the attack was during War Games. Having this feud end at War Games is smart. Regardless of how people feel about the timing of Ripley's return, having the feud between her and Morgan end at War Games is a smart decision by the creative team. Things have gotten so out of control that the only way things could have ended was inside a steel cage. The two women and their teammates have tons of weapons at their disposal that are all perfectly legal to use. All of their pent-up aggression and rage is perfectly fine to be unleashed in the match. Now that both teams are finalized, they have time to execute a battle plan to make sure their side wins. Ripley's return was the catalyst to make the match official. Now the only thing left for them to do is fight until one team is victorious. More from LWS Pro Wrestling. Header photo, WWE. Stay tuned to The Last Word on Pro Wrestling for more on this and other stories from around the world of wrestling as they develop. You can always count on Loop to be on top of the major news in the wrestling world, as well as to provide you with analysis, previews, videos, interviews, and editorials on the wrestling world. You can check out an almost unlimited array of WWE content on the WWE Network and Peacock.